Hello everyone, it's Prajwal Pathak this side and you're watching my YouTube channel pyGuru. Friends, first of all, very sorry for not making a tutorial for a very long time. Actually, I was not feeling well, but now I'm okay and I'll be making regular videos, okay? And we'll be completing this Tetris game tutorial series. So let's get started where we left off the last time. In the last tutorial, we created this window and next we wanted to implement the shapes. So before implementing the shapes, let me just show you there are 7 basic shapes in Tetris. So these are the 7. Each shape has a name, like this is I, this is S, Z, O, T, L, J. Okay, so these are 7 basic shapes. The thing is that we can rotate these shapes in either clockwise or anti-clockwise directions. Okay, so we can flip these things. So let me tell you how can we flip it. It's very easy. When we press some key, let's say space, the shape here it's horizontal, it will become vertical. Okay, so we will be doing the same thing in our game too, and for that we need to create these shapes. Okay, so how we'll be creating these shapes is that just go to the video description, there's the source code, and you have to copy paste this thing that I'm just going to copy it, pasting here. Okay, so this is the class, a simple class named tetramino. It has a comment which named matrix. It has some value 0 and 2 to up to 15. Okay, then there's this dictionary consisting of keys with 2D lists, and there's this one list named types. Okay, so let me explain this thing. Just pause this and copy it in your source code, then move further. Okay, now see how it works. Let me just close. Okay, let's see. So there are 7 basic shapes: I, S, Z, O, T, L, G. So I have did the same thing. I stored these names in a list with types I, Z, S, L, Z, T, O. Okay, you can flip it if you want. It's not a matter. The next thing is that we have this dictionary named figures. Okay, it has 7 keys. Each key has a 2D list as its value. Okay, now what this 2D list represent? So let's consider the value of okay, let's consider this first key or I. Okay, it has a 2D list as its value, and this 2D list has 2 list or 2 sub list as its element. So let's see the first sub list. It has 4 values: 1, 5, 9, 13. And now here see in the comment I have written the values like this: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So basically it's a 4 by 4 square matrix. And just see it like this. This is 1. So here 1, 5, 9, 13. So basically this is representing the I shape in vertical direction. Okay. Here I also have this paint application. Let me just color the values, which is this one, this one, this one, this one, 1, 5, 9, and 13. If I remember correctly, 1, 5, 9, 13. So if I just fill this thing, you see this is representing the vertical shape or vertical line shape. So let me just undo this and let's see. It has another sublist with the values 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is the value 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So if I just color it now, you will see 4, 5, 6, and 7. So it's representing the horizontal line. So basically this 2D list has 2 list which represents the I shape in both vertical and horizontal direction. So basically it's the rotation value. Okay, one is the horizontal, and when we rotate it, it will become the vertical like this. Let's see let's consider case of Z. 4, 5, 9, 10. It has 2 values: 4, 5, 9, 10. So here is 4, 5, 9, and 10. So if I just fill it here in the paint application. Okay, so this is how we represent the Z shape here. Okay, so it's looking good. Now if I just rotate it, it will become 2, 6, 5, 9. Okay, so 2, 6, 5, 9 is this one: 2, 6, 5, and 9. So let me just do it here. It will become 2, 6, 5, and 9. Okay, so this will get rotated. Similarly, each thing has this thing. See, this L shape has 4 rotation values. So basically it can be rotated in 4 ways. This J shape has 4 rotation values. This T shape has also 4 rotation values. So let me just also show you the value of this T thing. 1, 4, 5, 6 it says. So 1, 4, 5, 6. So if I just go to the paint application, 1, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so this is one of the shapes of the Tetris. Okay, so I hope you are able to figure it now. Basically this figures dictionary stores 7 keys Each key has each key has a 2D list as its value, and each 2D list has shapes defined here, that is I shape, and its possible rotation. Okay, so this is what you have to copy. Now let's move toward the coding part of the game. Okay, how we will implement it. Before that, I need to import or load few images in my game. Okay, so basically I have 4 images. If I see here, so these are 4 images, 1 2 3 4, named like this. So we are just going to load them in our game. So let's see how can we do it. I'll be naming it like this: img1 equals pygame dot image dot load, and here we'll be passing assets and 1 dot png. Okay, like this. Let me just copy this line and paste it 3 times. You will find the source code along with the assets in the description, so you can just go there and copy paste download the source code, and also at the same time download the assets. So 1 2 3 and 4, I have loaded these images. Now what I want is, I want to create a list and store these values in it. Sorry, I'll be creating a dictionary here, assets. Okay, just like this. So here a key will be integer and its value will be img1, 2 img2, and 3 img3, 4 img4. So if you don't know, you can also store images in a dictionary. Okay, that's what we are doing here. Our key is a value 1 2 3 4 and its value is an image. Okay, like this. So suppose if you select one from the dictionary, it will represent this image img1, which is in turn this particular blue image. Okay, that's it. Now let's move to the coding part of our tetramino. Here we have the dictionary and the types list. Now we have to implement few methods here. The first method that I want to implement is the init method. So we can implement it like this: def init will be taking 2 arguments, x and y. It will represent where we want to display our Tetris. Okay, see, we have a large 2D grid and we have to show our shape at one of the here in the grid. So we will be taking the value of x and y, initial x and y, where we want to solve Tetris. Let's say if x is 0, y is 0, the Tetris or shape will start showing from here. If x is, let's say 1, y is 0, it will start from here. X is 2, y is 0, it will start from here. You can just change the value to see where the list or the grid is appearing. Okay, or the shape is appearing. That's it. So we are taking 2 things from the user and we will store it like this: self.x equals x, self.y equals y, and then self.type. Now we will just load a random here. First of all, import the random module. Okay, now we are just going to load a random thing or select a random value from this list, one of the random shapes I, Z, S, L, J, T, O. Okay, so you can do it like this: random.choice. We have this module random and we have a method choice. Here you have to pass a list and it will return you a random selected value from the list. Okay, so let's say randomly S is selected. Okay, you can just select anything. Let's say S is selected here. The next thing that we want to do is we want to load the value of S from this dictionary, that is this thing. Okay, so for that we will be creating another variable and it will be self.shape. Okay, like this. So self.shape, and for this what we can do is, it's very easy: self.figures. Okay, like this. And here we have to load or pass the self.type to load it. Okay, that's it. Now remember, this is class variables. Okay, it's outside the init method, so if you want to access it, still you have to use the self along with the name of the dictionary. Okay, the next thing that I want to do is I want to load a random color. Self.color equals random.ran int, or we have to select between 1 and 4. We have 4 images, so we are just loading 4 things. Okay, either 1 2 3 4. So if let's say 1 is selected, we will display the first image. 2 is selected, we will display the second image. That's it. The last variable that you want to create is the rotation. Self.rotation equals 0. Okay, so what we did here, first of all, we selected a random element from this, let's say S. Then we selected the value of S from here. Okay, and then we made the rotation value equal 0. So Basically, when we'll implement it, we will select the 0 thing here, or 0 list here from here. Okay, when we rotate it, we will increase the value of rotation by 1, so this list will be selected. When we want to rotate it further, we will add 1 to the its value. This is 1 plus 1 will become 2, but we'll give a mod by the length of the s, so it will again become 0. Okay, so it will keep switching between these values. Okay, that's it. Now the next method that we want to implement is the image. The image, this is a method. If you call this, it will simply return self dot shape, and here since it's a list or 2D list, we are just going to pass self dot rotation. Okay, so we know this what we have selected in the self dot shape is a 2D list, or this one. Okay, so if you want to access the first sublist of it, we are just going to pass the self dot rotation. Okay, that's it. Now we are just going to implement the next method, rotate self. Now what we are going to do is we are just going to whenever we click the rotate, let's say in our game, whenever we press the up key, our image will rotate, or shape will rotate. So whenever we click the plus key, what we will do is we will add 1 to the rotation, self dot rotation, and give it a mod with the length of self dot shape. Okay, that's it. So we can do it like this: self dot rotation equals self dot rotation plus 1, and let's give a mod by the length of self dot shapes. Okay, length of self dot shapes. That's it. Okay, so why we are giving mod? Because we have only 2 sublist in this list. So once we get this shape after rotating, what I want is when we rotate next, we should get this shape. Okay, so when we give this mod, this the value of self dot rotation will keep switching between these 2 values. Similarly, if we selected, let's say L, the value of self dot rotation will be first this 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, and after mod it will again become 0, 1, 2, 3, like this. Okay, so this is the entire tetramino class. Now let's just create an object of it so I can show you this thing better. Okay, so let's just create an object of this tetramino class so I can explain you more things. Okay, so tetramino, like this, you have to just pass some value. Let's say we are passing 5, 0. Okay, so the value of x is 5 and the value of y is 0. That's it. Now we can just print the few values to show you. So we can just print t dot type. Okay, it's in small t dot type, and then we can print, let's say, t dot shape. We are writing it outside while loop because if we do it inside while loop, it will keep printing. Okay, since it's a infinite while loop. And we can print t dot color. We can also call the print t dot, let's say, shape or image. This is the method. You can also call this method. Let me just run this and let's show you the different values that we get. Okay, we are getting some error. Name types is not defined. Here we have to pass self dot types. That's it. So if I just close this, see the value of currently the t dot type is, sorry, the one selected value from this list is L. Okay, so then we selected the value of this 2D list in the self dot shape variable. Okay, so when we printed t dot shape, it printed this thing. Okay, then t dot color, so a random color between 1, 2, 3, 4, a random integer. It's not a color. So we will display this thing here. Okay, and now the final thing is when we call the t dot image, it will print simply the first value of this sub list or first sublist. Okay, so when we rotate it, it will print the next sublist. When we rotate it further, it will print the next sublist like this, and after here it will again go here. Okay, that's it. So looks good. Now let me just show this thing in our board. Here we are showing it manually. We are printing it. Let me just display it on our board. Okay, so for this, what we can do is we can just come inside the while loop. Okay, so let's say we can do it like this: image equals t dot image. Okay, and let's come here. Okay, grid, after the grid, and what we can do is for I in range 4, for j in range 4, if I into j in plus 4, if I into 4 plus j in or let me just remove this condition currently. Okay, we can do it like this. When we run this program, we know that this nested loop will generate numbers or list values from here 0 1 2 3 up to 15 like this. Okay, so what we want is we want to check here we have this image. Okay, it's a list. Initially L was selected, so let's say the list has this value 1259. Okay, we want to check if the value of I and j on some calculation is equal to 1, and then on some calculation equal to 2, and then 5 and 9. If it's equal to either 1 2 5 or 9, we will just display a rectangle there. Okay, you can also display an image if you want. We will start with displaying a rectangle. So that's it. For that, what we are going to do is we have to do a little calculation. If I multiplied by 4 plus j in image. Okay, so basically what is this? The value of I is 0, 4 plus I into 4 plus j. Okay, so basically it will give the value like this. Let's say the value of I is 0, so I 0 into 4 is 0 plus 0. Okay, so 0 plus 0 is 0. So if 0 in image, we will just going to display a let's say we are just going to display a rectangle on the 0 cell. Okay, like this. That's it. And the next value of j will be 1, so I into 0. Okay, so it will become 0 plus 1. Okay, so if 1 is in this image list, we are just going to display cell or rectangle on the 1th cell. That's it. Okay, so that's why we are checking it like this. So what we are going to do is we are just going to display it. So first of all, we need to calculate the x and y coordinates. So we can calculate like this: cell size, which is equal to 20 multiplied by t dot x. Remember, we pass the x and y. Okay, plus j. Y equals cell size multiplied by t dot y plus I. That's it. Okay, after calculating x and y, what we can do, we can just display a rectangle here. So we can display a rectangle like this: pygame dot draw dot rect. Okay, the first thing we need to pass is the window, then we need to pass the color. So let's say we can just display, we can select over random color from here. This, let's say we select the red color. Okay, and then we need to pass the x and y. So x, y, width and height. So cell size and cell size. So if I just run this, it should display a thing. We should not be getting any error if I'm correct. Yes. So see, it's displaying our shape here, looking good. Okay, it looks good. If I just rerun this game, this one should display another shape. Yes, it's working good. What we can do is we can just cut this line and paste it here. Okay, so if I just rerun this, this should select a new shape. Okay, so again this I shape was selected. So this will keep selecting random things. Okay, so yes, so this is how it's looking good. Now instead of the x displaying a rectangle, we can also display our image if we want. Okay, so we can do it like this. To display an image, we have to do it like this: win.blid, and here we need to pass the image, and we can select the image like this: img equals assets. We have this history, and here we need to pass the color of the Tetris. So t dot color. If you remember, we have this color variable here. Okay, so it will select a random color. So it will select a random value from this assets dictionary. Okay, random image. and we can just display it like this, img, and position x and y. That's it. Now we don't need this line, we can just remove this, and this should be displaying the shape but with the colors. Yes, so it looks good. Okay, now in the next tutorial we'll be implementing to make this shapes move left, right, up, down like this thing. So this is it for this video, guys. If you love this video, leave a like or a dislike. If you're new to my channel, subscribe it. Thank you. See you in the next tutorial.